This video will be about setting realistic career goals. I've seen situations where, as a career starter, people say, "Oh, I want to become." So, usually, when I say, "What is your career goal, short term, long term?" I've seen people say to me, "I want to become the CEO of a multinational," or "I want to work in a large company," or people say, "I want to be the best professional that I can be." Now, all of those things sound good, and they sound great, and they are achievable. However, they are ambiguous. And the reason why I said that is this, because even though they look like goals that will eventually be achieved, there is no reality has not been, a lot of people have not really sat down to think about the impact of what they're saying and how their circumstances fitting into the goal that they've designed. So I think what a lot of people really do have in mind is right, but they've not really sat down to count the cost and to determine exactly what needs doing for them to achieve the goals that they have set out. In some cases, the goals are unrealistic because they cannot measure it, and there is no way for them to say, okay, between time this and time that this is what I would expect of my sort of situation in my career. This is what I would expect. This is where I would expect to be, basically. There is also the fact that some of those goals are unnecessary and unrealistic, basically. So in this video, I'll be talking to you about a couple of things you need to put in mind when you're trying to come up with a reasonable career goal. Number one, take some time to understand what your strengths are and what you know that you struggle with. I am yet to meet a professional who does not have a development point. Personally, I've yet to meet one person that will say this person is 100% does not have any development point. Is because we are people to start with. You are a person, I'm a person, and we do have our strengths, things that we enjoy. And if we get the opportunity to do them on our work, we produce absolutely amazing work. For me, in my case, I enjoy working with people. I enjoy anything people related. I enjoy people development, and anything that comes around that, I thrive because I just enjoy it. So that's my strength. I've got weaknesses that I know of. So you can look at yours. You can say, okay, my weakness is I just take on too much. I don't know how to delegate, or I don't know how to pay attention to things. My brain works in multiple ways, got multiple frames. I cannot just piece some things together and all of that. Now, if you understand what your weaknesses are, it will be easier for you to say, okay, based on my strengths and my weaknesses, what is realistic for me in terms of where I will see myself in the future. Now, your understanding of what your strengths and your weaknesses are, it's not just for you to understand and know them. It's not just for that sake. It is for you to then play to your strengths. Seek out opportunities that support your strength. Seek out opportunities that will make you shine through because you enjoy. Seek out opportunities around the things you typically enjoy. And then when you see opportunities that are more sort of, they are more on the side of things you don't enjoy, you know, to let them pass, let other people take on those opportunities. So this is more a situation of playing into your strengths. So if you know what you really do enjoy, carve out something along those lines and make it work for you. So you need to think about that when you're setting your goals. Another thing which is really major is understand your personal circumstances. And I keep saying this in a lot of my videos because professionals differ from you, differ from me. I'm different from you. Our circumstances differ. And that is the fact. So, given that situation, you need to have a think about given what you're going through in your own personal life, do you think that you would be able to, sacrifice so much to reach a particular sort of goal that you set for yourself? So I'll give, for instance, I would say, now the only reason why you need to be aware of your personal situation is this. So you limit I want to become this by this year, knowing fully well that in your case, you may have things happening in your life right now that will not allow you to reach that goal, no matter how you spin it. Don't allow your personal situation stop you from achieving your goal. However, take it into consideration when you're charting out your plan and determining when you want to reach a goal. I once had a chat with someone who I personally thought that they had not progressed the way they should progress in their career. So I had a chat with them to say, what is going on with you? Like, I would have thought at this time and at that time you will be here and here. And let me tell you what that person said to me. The person said to me that in this time of my life, my family is what matters to me. Once my kids have gotten to a particular certain level, I will put myself out there again. And that is absolutely brilliant. I am personally someone who enjoys my work. I'll do whatever I need to do to make progress and all of that. And I'm not jeopardizing my family, but I would not have thought it in that particular way. But I really do enjoy what he said to me, because for them, their priority at that point was to maintain the work they were doing now, not probably do too much of the work. They wanted enough time to grow their kids and, invest in their family. It may also be the case that some people have demanding kids or demanding partners or whatever their case is. And some people also have commitments outside of work. Some people have got, you wouldn't even believe it, some people have got church commitments or mosque commitments or community commitment that they enjoy. And they're like, they would rather spend a lot more of their time doing that because that gives them joy than spending extra hours doing their normal day job. And that makes sense. That makes sense. So you need to know what your personal circumstance, and when you're trying to analyze and evaluate that, you need to think to yourself, what makes me happy, basically. So don't just say, I want to be the CEO of a multinational. What does that mean? What does that entail? Because 10 years down the line, and you're not even a manager yet, you begin to get a bit agitated and you begin to get you begin to feel like a disappointment because you've set a goal that is so ambiguous and you have not really considered your personal situation, your circumstances and all of that. So you need to carve that out and say what matters to me at this point. And looking at my life, looking at me 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, will I be able to make this sort of sacrifice? I need to be able to make this goal. And personally, my preference would be, usually when I ask people what their long-term goal is, I'm not asking them because I need them to have a clear picture. I'm just asking to see where their mind is at. So I'd rather a short-term goal, a goal as small as where do I want to be next year. That makes more meaningful sense than where do I want to be 25 years from now. Personally, I don't know where I'm going to be 5 years from now. Like, in terms of my career, I may have an idea, but I don't really care about that. I care about now. I care about the next 12 months. What do I want to do in the next 12 months that can get me to progress in my career? That's what I care about. And I know that if I take it in bits and pieces and break it down in that manner, I'm able to make good progress. So by the time you accumulate it, I'm starting June this year, I'm looking at by June next year, I want to get to this level and that level. I want to be able to do this complex work. I need to be able to do this and this and that. By the time I get to next year and I do all of that, and then I chart another course for another year. By the time I accumulate it, because I've been able to reach all of those milestones, it will be easy for me to progress in terms of promotion, in terms of change of job, whatever it is that I consider as progression. Okay? So it is very important for you to understand your personal circumstances and build it into whatever plan that you're building. Now you need to create, so we're trying to chart, okay, what is our career goal? You need to create a plan, like a detailed plan. And that plan is this, like I said, I would rather you do a 12-month sort of plan than a 5-year plan, in my opinion. So you're going to create a plan, and that plan is going to be on 3 broad areas. One will be on your career progression plan. So in the next 12 months, do I want a promotion? Do I want salary increase? Do I want some serious recognition? Do I want a change of job? All of that fit into physical career progression, like you're moving from one grade to another grade. You're also going to have your plan around the key activities that would make you transcend from where you are now to the next level. So for instance, at your level, what are the kind of activities that you do? Okay, if you wanted to be promoted to the next level, what sort of activities do those people at that next level, what do they do? Okay, now your plan is at what point do you want to start doing what they're doing, irrespective of if you get promoted to that level or not. So basically, I'm saying that rather than just say I want to become a director, the question is, what do directors do? Now, are you going to seek out opportunities to do what directors do? Now you're going to have a plan around that. Directors analyze this and that. Directors present at these meetings. All of that. So am I going to seek out opportunities for me to be able to do that in the next 12 months? Notice that is different from I want a change of job, I want to be promoted. That's different. This is now a more granular, sort of detailed work. Because look at it. If you want to get a promotion, people will say to you, you need to demonstrate to us that you can perform at the next level. And the only way you can do that is if you seek out opportunities. So you need to have a plan about how you want to realistically chase those opportunities and bring them to life. Okay? The other one is draw out a plan for your professional development in terms of qualifications. Now, some people will be like, this video is addressed to career starters. So if you've got some qualifications that you're looking at, so you need to have like the options. What are the qualifications? Now, qualifications they're really good at, getting you from this level of knowledge to that level of knowledge. Makes sense? The most important part of qualifications is the fact that they are evidence to the fact that you're qualified to do whatever role it is. So they are some sort of physical evidence that you're ready to take on your role. Physical evidence that you're qualified, basically. So if you list out all of those qualifications, you then say, okay, this is where I am now. I've got 2 papers to go in my ACCA. I've got a full level to go in my ICANN, whatever. And be like, in the next 12 months, I want to be at this space. Now, for professional qualification, feel free to have, because there are quite a couple of them if you really are interested. Some people don't like exams, and that's fine, but there are some key ones you should have that will open the doors for you. So you need to look at it and say, okay, between between now and next year I want to be a chartered accountant, okay? And then you will be like, okay, over the next 2 years after that time I want to do my MBA, okay? So that will be on your plan. That's a proper plan. Now, so what that particular plan needs to be a bit detailed, because if you want to do your MBA between 2024 and 2026, for instance, it may mean that now is the time for you to start pursuing all the things you need to do. Like, I don't know, a lot of things you need to do, like get your certificates put together, take some GMAT exams, all of that. So if you want to pursue an MBA in 2025, for instance, this may be the time for you to start taking those exams or whatever it is you need to do. So you need to get a bit detailed and say, okay, if I really want to do this, if I need to attain this level of development, I want to get my MBA, my MSc, whatever, what do I need now? So your plan will show you what you need to do, okay? Now, when you're setting your career goals, before you set your career goals, have a couple of conversations with people you really adore in that same line. I am talking to you now. You consider me your mentor. I've got mentors myself, and my mentors are not just people that I go to meet and say, oh, you are my mentor. My mentor are people who I just chat to say, hey, how you doing, whatever, I just talk to them normally, and let me put in some 30 minutes on your calendar. I just need to chat to you about my career goal, my career development or whatever. They'll be like, yeah, why not put in some time? I'm telling you, it's as simple as that. And then I can ask them any questions. I can be like, how did you get your last promotion? How do you feel? And it can be as simple as like, yesterday I had a chat with one of the senior managers at work. As in, we were just having dinner at a place, and I was chatting to him to say, tell me about how you found growing here. And he started talking to me, and it started making a lot of sense to me. Everybody that I meet on my way, I pick things from them. I ask them questions. I tell them what bothers me, and I ask them how do they think I should address it. Okay? So meet people that you absolutely adore in your line and tell them, and don't just say, oh, Ora is the only person I talk to. No, in your office there, if there's someone you really adore, you like the work they're doing, ask them, tell me about the work you do. How did you get here? What would you advise me if I wanted to also get to your level? Talk to people, and then that will open you up to say, oh, okay. So you have all of those moments when you're like, and that will challenge you to be like, oh, okay, interesting. It can be funny that some of the things you get out of those conversations will even change your mind. You may be thinking going route A, and they'll be like, no, that is a longer route. I made a lot of mistakes going that way. You try this route, and that may work for you. I think on this video, I think the last thing I'm going to talk about is you need to stay committed to your goal. So if you write down a goal, don't just throw it away. Don't just make sure every single action you take on a daily basis gives a positive root to your goal. So I said, seek out opportunities, play to your strengths. Make sure you're looking at opportunities that align with things you enjoy at work. So make sure that every day you're looking at how can I contribute? How can I be better? What can I do better? All of that. Make sure that you're committed to the goal, to your plan. So don't just set goals, fancy templates, and then you drop it somewhere. Make sure that every day you are about the goals that you set. Thank you.